Welcome to We Wellness Solutions. My name is Arlana. My mission is to help people to connect and communicate with animals in a deeper and transformative way, allowing for understanding and mutual healing to be part of our everyday lives. Hello, Arlana here. And I'm going to talk to you today about the balance of power. There's so much controversy about where does our right as a pet guardian and where does the responsibility start and end with our pet companion? How can we find a natural balance, a non-restrictive yet respectful balance of power between what we command of our pets, what we expect of our pets, and how they have a right to their own way of life, the innate talents, their innate being that they are. So many animals have innate tendencies that need to be addressed. And we call this giving your animal agency. And I think this is where we have to kind of make a little bit more firm line in the sand between what we allow them to do and where we need to take responsibility and be a responsible pet guardian. So we need to let them learn and grow and experience being a dog or a horse or a cat. But we have to understand that there are certain things that it's not safe for them to be doing when they're in our presence or when there are other people around. We need to find a way to make them feel safe and to trust us so that they will understand that we have their best, we want the best for them, and they can trust us to deliver that. So, in what ways can we set these boundaries and still yet give them the agency and the respect to be who they are? Some of the ways that we can do this is through the day-to-day things that they actually enjoy doing. If they are a dog that likes to dig, trying to stop them from digging is probably going to be a very fruitless endeavor on your part. But maybe there's a place they're allowed to dig and a place they're not allowed to dig. Maybe when you go out on your walks, they can dig while you're in the forest, that kind of thing. Maybe where they want to be in the house, if they want to be on the couch, or they prefer to be down behind the couch. You want to do things that are safe for them, but you also want to give them the respect and the privacy that they need. If they seem to be always looking for a dark, quiet place to get away from everybody, then listen to their needs. Find them a place where they can go to feel safe, to feel like they can get away from the noise and the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day stuff. Take into consideration what their needs are as far as temperature and comfort. And just because we like a really hot house, if you have a dog that is, a husky or a dog that's used to outer extreme temperatures, is that comfortable for them? A dog that gets anxious and moody, we do the same thing if we're too hot or we're too cold or we can't regulate our environment ourselves. So they need to have a bit of power and a bit of respect to their species. Being overwhelmed with sights and sounds and the energy that goes on in our day-to-day lives. This is not typical for most animals. And you say, oh, they should get used to being around the family. This is the way it is in our household. Well, that doesn't mean your pet they can learn to acclimate to a certain point, but they also need a greater amount of rest and sleep than we do, and throughout the day as well. They also need some quiet downtime, and we need to pay attention to the subtle cues that are telling us this is what they need. So we need to teach them to be respectful of the boundaries when they're around other people, and what they can do in the house, and where they can, be true to themselves. Take them on long walks, let them sniff, let them be the animal that they are. Let them get used to people in a gradual way. Let them get used to new things in a gradual way. We can't expect them to just be and understand because we understand and because that's what we want. We need to give them that learning buffer and acceptance buffer. And when they trust us, it's going to happen a lot quicker. So if we do anything that goes against their sense of loyalty and trust, we're going to break that very, very important and connective bond. And we're going to have to work harder to restore that if we let it get broken. So what can we do to help them to build on the enrichment factor of their lives, but still give them the boundaries and the things that we want them to respect about their lives with us? Well, we can spend one-on-one, very mindful time with them, really making that connection, the same as you would with your best friend a person best friend, is the more time you spend in thoughtful, mindful conversation and connection, not just walking while you're on your phone, not just sitting and watching TV and not paying attention to them, even a gentle hand on their back. So you can find ways to interact with your pet in a way that makes them feel safe and loved, but make it personal. Give them that real interactive connection that they know that you're paying attention to them, the same as you would your human best friend. If you're always on your cell phone and you're never really making meaningful connection, you're not building a meaningful connection. So think about that. At least 3 or 4 times a day, stop and give them the full on attention that they're looking for. This is going to help immensely in helping them to trust you and understand you and learn to communicate with one another. Learn their animal communication skills. Learn how they communicate with you. Be really attentive to that and respond to that so they know you understand. There are some things you can learn to do to increase your intuitive skills as well, so that you're not always having to be on the lookout for the physical cues, but you can also start to get a good feeling, a good sense of what they want and what they need. Give them activities to do that help them to express their innate tendencies. If they love frisbee, they love chasing a ball, they just really like to get out and run and exercise, honor that in them and find the time every day to give them what they need to really be themselves and to express themselves. And don't forget the mental stimulation as well. Dogs that are very, very high energy, in order for them to learn to come down from that high, it's a good practice to include some mental stimulation and to give them some things to think about and to put their brain power to use in how they're going to work this out. And when you do that, you help them to come down from that high anxiety, that high stress, that energetic high that maybe they've just been on or that they're feeling. Integrating a puzzle mat or something along those lines for them to have to figure out something. And once they come down from that intense energy high and they're more concentrating, they become more mindful as well. And it's a really good time to do some close, mindful time with them. So I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope you understand how important it is to create this loving bond from a place where it resonates with them, not just from a place that makes you feel happy, but in a way that they feel connected to you. And once you find that, you can build on it and it will become one of the most magnificent, deep connections you will ever have. So, this I wish for you and your pet. Blessings to you. Have a great day. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed today's talk. You can find more inspiring and informative articles on my podcast and in my Facebook group. You can find all the links when you visit my website, wewellness.solutions. Till next time, Arlana.